Hello, everyone. Again, welcome to Coaching Think Talk. And I am Coach Syvel Abance from Life Coach Philippines. And this is Coaching for Gritful Journey. This coaching conversation is for single professionals, most especially, who are wanting to be confident. And of course, my mission is to have this grateful journey, most especially for those who are actually seeking for career and finances confidence. So thank you so much once again for joining me live today. And please leave footprints by letting us know where you're coming from today. Please do tag a friend and circulate this video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing for this season or for this session today. And you may give some shout outs to people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring messages that you have there. And if you're watching this on replay, please don't forget to comment hashtag replay. I'm streaming via FB Live or FB page of Life Coach Philippines in YouTube channel, Coach AI Connect. And if you are new on our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. So again, this is coaching for Gritful Journey, and I'm going to be talking today about you know um, call center like living. Why am I talking about this call center life living? Well, I'm working. Actually, I worked in a call center for, let's say, running 8 years now. I had it for 7 years, So they always tell me, if I would always tell them that I'm working in a call center for running 8 years now, they would tell me that that is, unique because other people could not stand working in a call center for that long. And I do agree with them because there are people who could not really stand working in a call center that long, like 8 years. And just to just to share to you stories of being a call center, basically, if you are in a call center, this would actually include, routinary lifestyle where you have to follow the same schedule. You gotta, you gotta work after 9 hours. You go back asleep because you gotta regain your strength, and then afterwards you have to go back once again. The same thing over and over again. It's very routinary. And if you're going to be living in a very routinary life for 8 years, that would actually be very it would be very impossible for you to stay in that one lifestyle for the rest of your life. So, as a result of this routinary life, you're going to be very stressed. It would be very stressful because, of course, in a call center, you gotta memorize things in a very short span of time. You got to be you gotta cope with a very dynamic, very changing life or very changing schedules. Um, you got to watch out for changing types of products and things that you have to learn like right away, very fast, really very quick. So that's actually the difference if you're going to be in a call center. And aside from that, you got to change schedules and it's always changing. So like for now, you're going to be working from 8 to 8 p.m. Up until the next day. Maybe the next day you're going to be coming into work by 9 or 7. So it's very dynamic that sometimes your body may not be able to cope. Another one is that, well, sometimes, and I know they can actually connect with me that there are actually supervisors who are imposing sometimes, immediate supervisors or supervisors that can be very imposing. And this would actually add up to, the feeling where it is really very routinary and it's very imposing where sometimes you gotta think that you got to take life, you got to have you have your own life, and that they should actually consider it there. So this is actually how or why call center is a bit difficult. And sometimes it would actually result to you thinking maybe you want to quit because it's indeed very difficult, those things in being in a call center. So why do I call it the call center type of living or call center living? That is because it's the same as life. There are times when life can be like a call center, where you you seem you seem to think that life is very routinary, that you always do whatever you do in um, the same thing or the same lifestyle over and over again. And I'd like to say hello to Kuya Mayor Leonard, who is watching with me right now. Thank you so much for joining. There. So, having a call center life with the experience that I actually have shared earlier, it's the same, or it's really sometimes similar to someone else's life, where you have this stress. Sometimes life can be routinary, that some people are really very imposing in your life. Hello, Coach Glacy. Thank you so much for joining me. And as I was saying earlier, it's the same as life. And if we are going to be having a reflection in connection to living a call center lifestyle, to living your own life as a person, sometimes it can be the same. So one number first reflection, if this is actually the life story or the lifestyle of being in a call center, number one, if that would actually resonate with your own life, number one thing that is going to be similar to that is that know that no one escapes pain, suffering, and fear. Of course, in a call center lifestyle, you would have that pain, suffering, fear, because fear that you might lose your job, because you might not be able to deliver, pain because of those experiences that you're having, and suffering because you're living this routinary lifestyle. And it's the same as life. You would have this pain, suffering, and fear, and it's the same thing. No one can escape that. Even if you are working at a different type of work, or living a different type of lifestyle, there's still this pain, suffering, and fear that you're going to be feeling. And as you can actually consider, all work is actually difficult. Wala namang madaling trabaho, 'di ba, sa buhay. Pati nga kumain, mahirap pa din siyang trabaho, kasi kung minsan mabubulunan ka, kung minsan kailangan mo ng tubig panulak kasi it's very difficult, or there's still stress that comes with it. So you might think some has it very easy in other ways. You would think that madali lang sa kanila, kasi sa akin ang hirap. But the problem is, you're only looking at that tip of an iceberg for another person. You think that your situation is more difficult than others, because what you're looking at is not the suffering of others. You're only looking at yourself suffering. You're only looking at the tip of the iceberg of other people. So you only see the screensaver, or the moment, the tip of that person, but not the sacrifices that they're having. So everyone has it: the fear, the suffering, and the pain. Same as like in a call center life, same as our life sometimes. So know that no one escapes this. Everyone has their own sufferings. Sabi nga nila, everyone has their own, cross to carry. Yun po. So that's first one. That's one of the reflection in living a call center like lifestyle. Second is embracing the idea that you have the power to make things happen. So if there are fear, there are sufferings, there are pain, know that there is a way, and you have the power to make those things, to create things, or to make things happen in that very situation that you have. So your attitude towards things makes it different. um there's a story about a cockroach. Di ba normally napakasikat ng mga cockroach, tinitilian. Sabi nga nila napakasikat daw nila. Kasi pag may mga cockroaches, palagi na lang daw tayong sumisigaw. And it's true. And it is actually connecting to a situation where in a restaurant, this cockroach is very excited, nakita niya maraming tao. So na-excite tong cockroach na to. So from the stall, lumipad yung cockroach. The cockroach flew towards the client. So, syempre, normally, pag ikaw yung client, pag may cockroach na lumipad at dumapo sa'yo, syempre, sisigaw ka. Yun nga, kaya nga tinitilian yung mga cockroaches, di ba? Sisigaw ka. So, yung dalawang client na yon, so dinapuan ng cockroach yung isang client. So, normally, itong client nagsisigaw, nagtatatalon siya para matanggal yung cockroach, nagsisigaw siya. Tapos, nag-a siya ng tulong dun sa kaibigan niya. So, itong cockroach naman, sabi niya, OA naman tong isa na to. So, after nun, lumipad ulit siya dun sa isang client. So yung isang client naman, ayan, nagsisigaw na naman siya, nagtatatakbo siya around yung restaurant. Tapos nag-a-ask siya ng tulong para matanggal yung cockroach. Ayan. So yung waiter naman, looking at the situation, pumunta siya, kinuha niya yung isang stick. Tapos nilapitan niya yung nagtatatakbong isang kliyente. And then tinanggal niya yung cockroach. So syempre yung cockroach na frustrate siya, umalis na lang siya doon sa dalawang kliyente. So lesson learned is that sometimes we react on situations like the clients, but there are times that we should react in situations like the waiter. The waiter just calmly took the stick, pumunta dun sa nagsisigaw at nagtatakbo, tinanggal lang yung cockroach. Umalis naman yung cockroach. So, yeah, so that's the story. So there's like either you're going to be screaming like the girls or like the client, or you're going to be just getting the stick and taking it off like the waiter. So, knowing that you have the power to make things happen like the waiter, na pwede mo namang tanggalin eh. Hindi ka naman mag-iisa sa situation na magtatatakbo ka na lang, tatalon-talon para matanggal. Hindi naman matatanggal yung cockroach kung tatatalon-talon ka. Matatanggal lang siya pag tatanggalin mo, di ba? So that's how it goes. So think that in situations, in pains, in sufferings, and in fear, things are not permanent. Things will soon, events and things shall soon pass. And it shall. Hindi naman pwedeng yung situation ay mag-i-stuck lang sa isa. So that's how it is po. Second, so that's the second. So first is know that no one escapes pain, fear, and suffering. Second is that you have to embrace the idea that you have the power to make things happen. And the third is to change your perspective. If we say perspective, it's the way how you view things. Change on how you view things in your own perspective. So where do you focus? Are you going to be focusing on the problem or on the solution? In a call center, normally the supervisors would teach the newbies, telling them about how they are going to be dealing with customers who are really irate. And it's true, because in a call center, I would assure you that it's sometimes a nightmare if you're going to be speaking to a customer who are really irate, and sometimes they would be cursing at you, telling you words that you cannot sometimes imagine. So the supervisors are very keen in making sure that this can actually be resolved. So as they always say, you have to focus on the solution, not on the problem. You have to focus as a representative, you have to focus on how you're going to be able to resolve things, what you can do versus what you cannot do in a call center. And yes, that's the same as life, where you're going to be focusing on the solution, not on the problem at hand. Because if you're always going to be focusing on the problem, then mawawala yung ability ng mind mo to think about the solution of the problem. So it's like there was one time when I was on a focus group with a client, and then we are discussing about how surveys are being done, and how come there are customers who would give agents wrong surveys. So we are having a solution. So we're trying to look for solutions on this. And that one of the clients said, well, you cannot think like this. You as the agent would have the perspective where the sky is blue, but the client or the customer would think that the sky is black. So you cannot do anything about it. But I answered, well, we can. Again, we should not be looking at the solution. I mean, we should not be looking at the problem, but the solution. If the client would think that the sky is black, but in reality, the sky is blue, then what you're going to do is, huwag mo sabihin, wala na ito, wala na tayong magagawa. But what can we do on this? So if the client would think that the sky is black, well, you may not be able to change her perspective by the time, but you can actually change her perspective as an agent or a customer service representative. Huwag mong sabihin, wala na to. Hindi na natin magagawa to. You can bank on the emotion of the customer. You can bank on the you can bank on the solutions that you can provide, because as they say, in the uplands, we always say, malawak ang tagiliran kung saan ka maghahanap ng rason or kung saan ka maghahanap ng solution. And that's the same thing with life. So if we're going to be focusing on problems, you cannot think of the solution. But if you think of the solution with that problem at hand, you'll be able to do something. And one strategy for that is to change your perspective. Change your perspective na, huwag mong tingnan yung problema. Tingnan mo kung ano yung solusyon dun sa problema. There. So that's third one. So again, number one is know that no one escapes pain, fear, and suffering. Second is that you have to embrace the idea that you have the power to make things happen. And third is to change your perspective. Ayan, malapit na tayo. So I'm giving you 5. We'll have number 4 now. So number 4 is to change your response. Again, we're going back to the story of the cockroach. And so changing the response is that the girls or the clients were shouting because this nagtitili sila kasi andito yung cockroach na dumapo sa kanila. So they're jumping, screaming, running around the restaurant, and then while the waitress or the waiter, I'm sorry, just got the stick and then remove the cockroach. So again, to choose between magsisigaw ka ba, tatakbo ka ba around the restaurant, or you're just going to be removing what is causing the problem. So that's changing the response. Are you going to be keeping on screaming, or you're going to be doing something like the waiter? So Master Coach A has shared a very good formula about it, and she called it 10-10-10 formula or framework. So she gave this framework, and I gotta share to you this very good module that she shared in Ruzuko, and she's giving it for free, just so that you know it's for free, and you're going to be knowing more on this. It's when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And it's true. All right. So the 10-10-10 framework is that on a current situation where you're having a suffering, a fear, or pain, in a current situation as such, you're going to be thinking about what you're going to do. So how do I feel after 10 minutes? How do I feel after 10 months? And how do I feel after 10 years? So you'd realize, if you're going to think, there are some issues or problems in your life where you thought that very moment that it's, the end of everything. It's last, it would take your breath away. It would kill you that very instant. But then after you'd realize, after so many years, you'd feel na you're going to be laughing at that situation because you're able to, move on away from that situation. So, like, for example, during my situation when I'm sure I was able to tell this on different episodes where I had the time when I felt like life is so unfair. And at that very moment, I would like to kill myself, to end everything because life is so unfair. But then by that time, let's say after 10 minutes from there, I was able to, pull myself together and realize the importance of life. And 10 years, 20 years, 10 years from now, I was able to realize that life is so precious. looking back at that very moment na akala ko it's the end of everything, na napaka unfair ng life, na yun na yung situation and it's the end of everything. But then after 10 years looking at that situation, I can just, share the story and be able to empower other people. So that's 10-10-10 framework, where the situation where you're in right now, you might think it's the worst, but after 10 minutes, it may be better. After 10 months, it can actually be best. And after 10 years, it will be outstanding. So that's how it is posed. So again, first, know that no one escapes pain, fear, suffering. Second, embrace the idea that you have the power to make things happen. Third, change your perspective. Fourth is to change your response. And you can actually use this 10-10-10 framework that Master Coach A shared. And again, relax. On situations like where there's pain, suffering, and fear, you gotta pull yourself together and find a way on how you're going to be relaxing. You can have breathing exercises. You may have this, walk in a park or in a quiet place, quiet area. You can stay quiet, or have journaling. Find time to make sure that you have to choose what response. So instead of you sabotaging yourself, you got to get a better response towards the situation. And next po, lastly, last na po ito, that's number 5, to change your attitude on things. To change, or to make sure na that attitude would be really positive on things towards pain, fear, and suffering. Normally in a call center, basing from my experience, of course, if a customer is ranting and giving you these cusses and giving you these racist slurs and everything, like I did have an experience that they called me a yellow monkey, knowing that I am Asian. You can imagine. I know that you actually have watched some episodes and some examples of some videos, or some videos that you can actually see call center agents, representatives who are responding to calls. And some of them are really true, because you'd really experience these things in a call center. And again, your attitude towards things is very important. It can actually control the situation or makes the situation worse. So if the customer is ranting and cursing you, are you going to be giving it the same way? Or are you going to be thinking as a professional? So that makes a difference. So it's the same as true in life, where you are actually experiencing pain, fear, and suffering. The same is true with it. Your attitude would determine how you would cope with the situation, how you would come out from that situation. So first is, remember that in every situation that's happening, pain, fear, suffering, it actually builds you up as a person. This situation, if you're going to be thinking on a very positive attitude, it would give you resilience. It would build resilience more than if you are, on a very happy event or situation. Mas natututo ka kasi pag pag may problemang dumarating. I and my siblings actually has this motto that has this realization. I mean that the reason why we had a very difficult situation when we were young is because we are being prepared for a tougher situation in life. And our older brother always say that because he experienced, the most a difficult situation. I mean, some of the most difficult situation in life. And it's true that you might have been living a very difficult situation right now. You might have the fear, suffering, and pain right now because you're being prepared for something that's even tougher, maybe. But it's tougher because it makes you better. It makes you a better person. So this situation in life makes you a better person. It makes you more resilient. It builds this resilient spirit within a person. So you become stronger in problems more than in the happy situations. Next is that it cultivates if you're going to be building a positive attitude, you can actually cultivate generosity. So in times where you are feeling this pain, suffering, and that you are going to be generous enough to, think thank God for the situation, to be generous enough that instead of you feeling this suffering, you're going to be giving. And I have a friend, it's very close to me, who gave me that example. If Coach Nords is watching, or I know she's going to be watching on a replay, she has this greatest example na kung ano yung wala sa'yo, yun yung ibigay mo. Kunyari, kung wala kang pera, yun ang ibigay mo. And that would make sure that in that spirit of generosity, you'll be able to, make it better. The feeling is better. So, kung wala ka mang support today, yun ang ibigay mo. Support others. And that generosity that you have can, create a really positive attitude towards things. Like Master Coach A, if Master Coach A is watching, I would really want to thank her on the generosity that she is teaching. Like, she's spending much of her education, but if she's going to be giving back to the community or to the tribe, she's almost like giving it for free for them because of that generosity coming from the heart na gusto niyang tumulong, gusto niya yung iba matuto, um, gusto niya makatulong siya sa iba para magkaroon ng mas magandang buhay. So this generosity overflowing from the heart, we know that she herself has difficulties in her life. She has pain. She has her own sufferings, but she does not actually let that stop her from being very generous to other people. She has experiences of being betrayed, but she never took that. Na okay, so since binibetray nila ako, ayoko na. She's not throwing the towel because she would like to give more to others. So this is a really very good example of generosity, changing the attitude, and that would actually make life better coming from this very difficult situation. And there you go. And lastly, for from changing the attitude is to connect with others meaningfully, and that's very important. Of because in having a tribe, I'm just very lucky, and others are there actually coaches with me. Like we have, oh hi, Master Coach Jasmine, thank you for joining, and Coach Lady Jen, thank you. So these people, as you can see, there are people who would really support you, and it's very important. Yung sinasabi nilang tribe effect. I'm just really lucky and blessed that I do have these people surrounding me, helping me further to move on, to move forward through life. I know that life is very difficult. It's full of pain. It's full of suffering. But being with people who really wants you to be successful, and they're really genuine in making sure that that's going to be done, and being in a certain tribe would make sure that you are going to thrive. So there. So with all of this experience, living in a call center like life, it may not always be showing in a call center life is like your life. It may be like your life, where it is full of stress, always changing, that may actually create pain and suffering and everything as such. But these 5 things shall make you a better person. If your life is like a call center, know that no one escapes. You have to accept that no one escapes pain, fear, and suffering. Second, embrace the idea that you have the power to make things happen. Third, change your perspective on things. Again, reminding you the story of the cockroach. Fourth is to change your response. And fifth is to change your attitude on things. And this can actually let you make through life. And again, this ones that I shared to you, coming from the generous heart of Master Coach A. You can actually find this, and it's free. You can have up until module 6, and it's entitled. It's in Rusuko. It says it's entitled when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You can actually message all the coaches in here in the comment box below. You can message them, and they can actually give you the link. If you are if you are having this difficult situation right now, this is a very good one for you to think on. There you go. So that's it. So thank you once again. As I end this conversation, please let me invite you to be a part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches. Um, if we have this what we call the B learning card. So if you are not yet a smart holder of this B learning card and are still missing all these perks that we have or that we are enjoying, today is the day, and today is the best time for you to take action. Just connect with our magic number. We have here this joyful Coach OM Rizel. That's 0917 586 1661. You can connect with her and you can enjoy, you can join this Be Learning Society, which I'm a member. The Be Learning Society is a tent maker of Be Learning homes for mental fitness, and you can enjoy 5% food of our beverages, of course with a discount, 5% discount from Decaf Coffee Republic, and you can visit the place as well. You can feel the ambience, of being with life coaches, being, as I said earlier, being in a space where you can actually connect meaningfully. So you can visit the Cup Coffee Republic and get as well the full access to Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A. We're having another class on September 18. And Master Coach A, it's actually happening always. Master Coach A is having these classes always on the third Saturday of the month, plus the benefit of a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. Some of them are actually in the comment box. You can just message them. And please do save a date. As I said, it's September 18, 7 p.m. for our next Mental Model Masterclass for Master Coach A. Will teach us about the multiplier skills. That is the principal learning, of course, know how consuming the wrong information that you can make. It can actually make you ignorant if in any case. And of course, fixed-minded, assuming, overconfident, and blind followers of pseudo experts, and giving, of course, this cheap jack advice. So you can learn from this. You learn what and how you should be learning, so that you can experience accelerated success with less wasted time. So for more information, again, for the registration of this, you can go on ahead and connect with Coach Rizel. That's through 0917 586 1661. And we do have this. It's wonderful because you'll have these units that you're going to be earning if you're going to be joining us with the CACC certification. So for individuals who intend to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach, I really would like to invite you here. So Master Coach A now offers this co-actively co-create life coach certification program, and this is a comprehensive approach in learning and mastering life coaching as an active process of creating a new path, achieving these great results in life, so that success would be inevitable in every coaching relationship. So this includes this 21-day web-based learning, 3-day live business coaching, 3-day live coaching bootcamp, and Master Coach A, of course, would give you this 3-day live business bootcamp with a senior coaching team. And the program package also comes with so many bonuses. I would assure you, you'd really enjoy these bonuses that comes with it. And again, you can connect with with Coach Rizel with this magic number 0917 586 1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession. So please do join us again. I would invite you to join us with another coaching conversation tomorrow. We have here Coach Sean in coaching for the coaching for fidelity, I guess, and that's actually 10 a.m. And Coach Nords for coaching for intentional living, and that's at 2 p.m. And Coach C for coaching for unbarrenness, that's actually at 4 p.m. Right. And again, thank you so much for those who joined me today, especially my co-coaches here. Coach Nords, thank you so much. Master Coach Jasmine, Coach Sean, And the rest, yan, see Coach Rizel with the magic number, our Coach Joyful OM. Thank you so much, Coach Lady Jen and Ate Winnie. Thank you so much for your support, Coach Teen as well. And those who are going to be joining, just click on hashtag replay. Once again, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. I am Coach Syvel Abance from Life Coach Philippines for coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this, and this is us in the Philippines. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Love, bam, boom. Thank you very much. Have a great day.